the one thing that kept me attached and in this state of desperation and neediness when I was manifesting my partner was the belief that this person and this desire, this relationship is going to be the thing that fulfills me. And that just wasn't true. And here's why. Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to my channel. I'm a manifestation and relationship coach, and this channel is all about merging spirituality and psychology so you can manifest your dream relationships. And the reason why I'm making this video is because this week I've spoken to a lot of people who I have met for the very first time who, mainly come to me because they have a specific person in mind. And I thought this as well, and I just wanted to put this video out here for anybody who seems to be stuck in this desperate cycle, searching on the outside for something or somebody that they believe is going to complete them. And I fell into this category too. I was a stage 5 clinger, and there was no way I was letting go of this desire no matter what. And it really, really made me feel like I was going insane. It made me feel really defeated, made me feel like a failure. But the reason for this is that the mind will have you think that something on the outside, whether it be money, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a career, is going to be the thing that completes you, because ego has a belief that you are not enough, that you are incomplete, that you are not whole. And I really projected this belief onto my relationship. So when I speak to people that are in the throes of trying to manifest their person back, trying to manifest a new relationship, they're sort of sitting there thinking it's not happening, and I'm feeling worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And this is exactly what happened to me. And most of the time, until the end of this sort of journey, I suppose, I felt thoroughly shit. And the reason for this is because I did not think I was enough, that I alone was enough. I was searching for love on the outside of me. And when I've spoken to people, and I've helped hundreds of people with this, what I like to call this is payoff satisfaction. And we are constantly in this hamster wheel of chasing some kind of payoff to make us feel better, to make us feel loved, complete, wanted, XYZ, insert blank. We are always looking for something to fulfill a part of us that we think is missing, that we can't fulfill ourselves. So I'm making this video today so that you can try and break free from this attachment to a certain outcome. This does not mean that you're not going to get your outcome, but what it does mean is that you're going to have an easier ride getting there, because you're not going to be so clingy and attached and thinking, oh my God, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to feel like this forever. Or if this doesn't happen, I'm going to feel like a failure. Or if this doesn't happen, I'm going to be on my own forever. And these are really, really scary thoughts. So no wonder you are on this hamster wheel, because if it is that your mind is telling you that you're going to be on your own forever, of course you are going to cling on to love, or what you perceive to be the thing that's going to complete you. So the first stage of this is acknowledge that you are attached. Even though in the community you will hear that, oh, you can't be attached. If you are attached, acknowledge that you're attached, because you can't get somewhere without acknowledging what's happening now and surrendering to what's happening now. And what that might look like is, okay, yeah, I'm attached. I'm really attached to this person. I don't think I can be happy without this person. I don't think I'll ever feel loved or wanted without this person. I think I'm going to be thoroughly miserable for the rest of my life without this person. And just honor where you are at now. It's okay. So the second thing we want to do is try and break down this belief that this desire or this payoff is going to complete you. Now, I'm not saying that getting a desire is not going to make you happy, but what you will find is that the happiness will be temporary. And I'm just going to give you an example of this, because I found some really, really old text messages between me and my person. And I'm going back to sort of 2019 here, where I was at that time trying to manifest him back, and I did manifest a text message, and I can remember the moment when I had that text message and I was like, oh my God, my prayers have been answered. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. But when I was reading through the conversation, that happiness probably lasted a day, if that, until I was back into fear again, back into fear of abandonment, back into fear of being left again. So you can see that even when you do get what you want, if it is that you still think that this thing is going to complete you, that is what you're going to experience. So when that thing is present, you feel complete, but the fear of that thing going away is there, is present. All of a sudden you don't feel complete. All of a sudden there is something missing, and your feeling or your state is very much dependent on what that other person is doing or what's going on the outside. And this can make you feel like you're on a bit of a roller coaster emotionally. So we want to try and break that by understanding that this person, even though at the moment you might think they are going to make you feel complete, they're going to fill some kind of void within you. We want to try and break that belief so that we can start to release the attachment to that person. And two things are going to happen when you do that. When you can start to at least reduce the attachment that you have to that person, the first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to feel some kind of relief. Because when you are attached to somebody and clinging on to somebody, what that brings up is anxiety, desperation, neediness, and they're all feelings that feel really uncomfortable. So we want to try and release that as much as you can. And that doesn't mean to say that, you know, tomorrow you're going to have to wake up and completely forget this person existed. That's not what I'm saying. If you can do 1% every day, just move the needle towards detachment every single day by reminding yourself that yes, I do want this person, and yes, I do want this relationship, but I know that this is not the thing that's going to make me happy. And the more you can remind yourself of that, the more you will start to think about them less, the more you will start to get on with other things in your life. Because I know when it is something particular like a matter of the heart, it can make you feel obsessive about it. It can make you micromanage. It can make you act in ways that you wouldn't normally act. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is acknowledge what you think this desire is going to give you. So for me, for example, I thought being with my person was going to make me feel secure. It was going to make me feel wanted, loved. It was going to make me feel satisfied. It was all of these things that I had wrapped up in this desire, thinking that I can't feel these things without my person. And during our last breakup, I had detached from my person, and I had started to think, okay, I can feel these things all by myself. I have access to these feelings whenever I want them. So think about your desire and think about one of the things that you think your desire is going to give you. Just one for an example. And think about how you already have that now. So a big one for me was security. And the reason for that is because I've been divorced before and I've been left before. Security was really high on my priority list. So I would think about, okay, how am I secure right this second? Okay, well, I've got a safe house. I live in a safe and secure area. I'm okay financially. I have a good group of friends. And thinking about the things that actually brought up that feeling of security really helped me to step into the version of me that was already secure. So I no longer needed my person to give me that feeling. So that part of the desire, the thing that was keeping me stuck to that desire, slowly dissolving. So a lot of this process is reminding yourself how you already have access to those things already. And I would walk about my day conjuring up this feeling of feeling secure, feeling confident, feeling safe. And it wasn't before long that I was naturally feeling like that. I would wake up feeling like that. I would act like that. I would go through my day, you know, and the activities that I did slightly differently because I wasn't feeling unsafe all of the time. I wasn't feeling particularly insecure all the time. So if you are somebody who feels like they're constantly chasing happiness, or whatever they have isn't enough, me included, work on that belief that these feelings cannot come from the outside. There is no validation on the outside. There is no satisfaction on the outside. It has to come from you first, and the outside world will reflect that back to you. But if it is that you are constantly chasing outcomes or constantly chasing payoffs, that is going to get reflected back to you, that there'll always be something else to chase, and that what you have is never enough. You're always going to feel like you're lacking, and you're always going to see lack. But actually, you are enough. There isn't this missing puzzle piece. There isn't a void within you that needs filling. There isn't any feeling that something else can give you that you can't feel yourself first. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you need any help, pop a comment below and I will do my best to answer it, but I will see you in the next video.